Weatherfield is about to be rocked to its very core, and believe me, nothing will ever be the same on the cobbles. Next week on Coronation Street, what is supposed to be the happiest day for Carla Connor and Lisa Swain turns into an absolute nightmare. A chilling mystery is about to unfold, and the clock is ticking down the final hours of 5 unfortunate residents. Megan Walsh, Theo Silverton, Maggie Driscoll, Jodie Ramsay and Carl Webster are all on the chopping block, but only one will meet a truly tragic end before the wedding fireworks fade into the night. Before we dive into every shocking twist and uncover the sinister secrets leading up to this ultimate tragedy, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Coronation Street Update. It really helps the channel grow, and you won't want to miss a single spoiler we have coming your way. The structure of next week's episodes is completely unique and designed to keep you on the absolute edge of your seat. We are rewinding the clock. The first 4 episodes will all start at the exact same moment, the beautiful point where our 2 brides, Carla and Lisa, arrive at Underworld for their joyous celebration. But as the champagne flows and the music plays, a very dark shadow is looming over the street. Each episode will retrace the steps of a different character, showing us the potential final day of their life. It is a brilliant way to build the tension because we know someone is going to take their last breath. We just do not know who or exactly how it happens. Let us start with Todd Grimshaw and the absolute nightmare he finds himself trapped in. Todd is already on edge, but things take a terrifying turn when Theo shows up at the shop flat. Theo is not just passing by, he has his luggage packed, claiming he is heading off to Thailand. But Todd knows better than to trust a single word coming out of Theo's mouth. The atmosphere in the flat is thick with tension, and Todd is visibly appalled by whatever Theo is demanding. Just when it looks like Todd is in serious danger, George Shuttleworth bursts through the door in the absolute nick of time. A frantic struggle breaks out, but George and Todd manage to overpower Theo just long enough to make a desperate escape from the flat. They do not waste a second and immediately rush to inform DC Kit Green about what just happened. But when the authorities arrive to check the flat, Theo has completely vanished into thin air. He is gone. Todd is in a state of absolute panic, convinced that Theo is lurking in the shadows waiting to strike. Desperate to get out of Weatherfield before things turn fatal, Todd jumps into a taxi headed straight for the airport. He thinks he is finally safe. He thinks he has outrun the danger. But in his frantic state, he realizes he has made a massive mistake. He left his phone behind. Knowing he cannot leave without it, he forces the taxi to stop and makes the agonizing decision to turn back. As he walks down the street, his heart pounding in his chest, he stops down cold. Standing right in front of him, clutching Todd's missing phone, is Theo. The look in Theo's eyes is purely sinister. The question is, just how far will Todd go to rid himself of this threat once and for all? Will Todd be forced into doing something unspeakable, or will Theo be the one to ensure Todd never makes it to the airport? While Todd is fighting for his survival, there is a whole different kind of chaos unfolding with the Webster family. Debbie Webster, trying to play peacekeeper and protect her family, completely crosses a line. She reveals to Ronnie Bailey and Kevin Webster that she actually bribed Carl to pack his bags and leave town. She thought throwing cash at the problem would make Carl disappear, but Carl is not the type to just walk away quietly. Instead of leaving Weatherfield as agreed, he decides he has some seriously unfinished business to take care of first. Carl goes on an absolute rampage of petty vengeance, deliberately going out of his way to irritate and provoke Abby, Tyrone, Theo, and Kevin. He is poking the bear, testing everyone's patience, and making a lot of enemies in a very short amount of time. Kevin, finally losing his temper, sends Carl a furious message, warning him to back off. But this message only throws fuel on the fire. Carl, consumed by spite, sneaks into the garage when no one is looking and does the unthinkable. he secretly sabotages the brakes on Kevin's motor. This is not just a prank. This is a calculated move that could easily result in a devastating tragedy. Who is going to get into that car? If someone drives off in that vehicle, they are almost certainly going to meet a horrific fate. Will Carl be discovered before someone loses their life, or is this the very act that seals his own demise? Someone seeks revenge for his dangerous sabotage. Meanwhile, Jodie Ramsay is facing her own terrifying ordeal. She has her bags packed and is fully prepared to depart Weatherfield for good. But her escape plan is violently interrupted when she hears a blood-curdling shriek coming from outside. It is Shona Platt. Jodie drops everything and rushes out to the street, only to find her sister backed into a corner, being aggressively confronted by two extremely shady blokes. It is immediately clear to Jodie that these men are not here for Shona. They are here for her. In a moment of sheer desperation to save her sister, Jodie surrenders the one thing she has been trying to protect, the mysterious hard drive. Shona is incredibly shaken by the whole ordeal. Seeing the sheer terror on her sister's face, Shona practically begs Jodie to stay in Weatherfield, pleading with her not to leave her alone. But the emotional moment shatters into a million pieces when Jodie stumbles upon a hidden piece of evidence. She finds absolute proof that Shona lied straight to her face about never receiving a crucial letter. The betrayal cuts deep. Jodie's protective instincts instantly morph into pure, unadulterated vengeance. She is determined to make Shona pay for her deceit, and poor David Platt ends up becoming unintended collateral damage. Jodie takes a daring, ruthless step to try and dissolve Shona and David's marriage, hitting Shona right where it hurts the most. Later that night, feeling completely isolated and betrayed, Jodie wanders out into the dark streets. She eventually finds herself at the local precinct, sitting alone on the swings, consumed by regret and anger, completely unaware that she is being watched from the shadows. As a mysterious figure slowly approaches her in the dark, we are left wondering, has Jodie's past finally caught up with her? Or is this someone from her present, ready to silence her for good? And if you think that is intense, just wait until you see what happens with Megan Walsh. Megan has been playing a dangerous game for weeks, and her web of lies is finally starting to unravel. Eva Price, Leanne Battersby, and Toya Battersby have officially had enough. They march Megan right into the salon flat, cornering her and demanding that she finally admit to her deceitful actions. They try to coerce her into coming clean, but Megan is deeply manipulative. Instead of backing down, she fiercely resists and starts provoking the women, pushing all the right buttons until a massive brawl erupts right there in the salon. Hair is pulled, insults are thrown, and during the chaotic fight, Megan takes a hard punch squarely to the nose. Bleeding and bruised, Megan is forcefully ejected out into the cold ginnel. But Megan never stops scheming. She immediately tries to spin the situation, playing the victim card to garner sympathy from Daniel Osborne. She paints herself as the innocent party who was brutally attacked. But Daniel is not buying a single word of her act. He sees right through her and turns his back. Left entirely to her own devices in the dark alleyway, Megan's luck seems to change when she overhears a hushed, highly sensitive conversation. Maggie and Melanie are talking, and they are discussing something incredibly dark: the truth about Maggie's husband's demise. Megan, realizing the gold mine she has just stumbled upon, pulls out her phone and hits record, capturing every single damning word. But Maggie is no fool. She quickly realizes they are not alone and that she was just recorded. A frantic hunt begins, and Maggie tracks Megan down. The confrontation that follows is nothing short of explosive. Maggie demands the footage, completely panicked that her darkest secret is about to be exposed. But Megan, always needing to have the upper hand, flips the script. Instead of just holding the recording over Maggie's head, Megan reveals a massive, deeply buried secret of her own. The revelation is so shocking that Maggie absolutely sees red. The rage in Maggie's eyes is terrifying. The feud between these two desperate women reaches a boiling point, and with a steep drop nearby, the tension suggests that one of them might just plummet to an irreversible end. All of these intense, high-stakes storylines will violently collide in Friday's spectacular episode. The entire week builds up to this one massive crescendo. While Carla and Lisa are blissfully unaware, celebrating their love under a sky illuminated by brilliant fireworks, the rest of Weatherfield is descending into absolute chaos. The fireworks popping in the sky perfectly mask the sounds of the dark deeds happening on the ground. Todd is forced into a heart-stopping game of cat and mouse as he desperately tries to outwit a completely unhinged and revenge-driven Theo. The stakes have never been higher, and in a tragic twist of fate, poor Summer Spellman finds herself trapped right in the middle of their crossfire. The consequences of her involvement are said to be absolutely terrifying, leaving us wondering if Summer will make it out unscathed, or if she will pay the ultimate price for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. At the exact same time, Megan's carefully constructed world begins to completely crumble. A startling new revelation emerges that destroys her web of deception once and for all, leaving her completely exposed to those she has wronged. With nowhere left to run and no one left to manipulate, Megan is backed into a dangerous corner. Elsewhere on the street, Sarah Platt experiences a night of sheer terror when she finds herself trapped in the middle of a vicious and aggressive break-in. The danger is incredibly real, and just when it looks like Sarah might not make it out, Ronnie Bailey decides to take matters into his own hands, stepping up to take control of the horrifying situation. But Ronnie's intervention might just spark even more violence. The spoilers tease that by the end of the night, the entire community will be left reeling. There is a literal trail of blood winding through the cobbles, leaving the fates of several beloved lives hanging firmly in the balance. But the most shocking moment of all is saved for the very last seconds of the week. While the celebration is winding down, Betsy stumbles into the dark and makes a discovery that will alter the fabric of the street forever. She finds the lifeless remains of one of Weatherfield's own. A permanent, tragic end has been met. The police will swarm, the yellow tape will go up, and the ultimate questions will be left lingering in the cold night air. Who didn't make it out alive? And more importantly, who is responsible for their untimely demise? The fallout from this night will echo through Coronation Street for months to come, and you absolutely cannot afford to miss a single second of the drama.